How's it going? Excuse me. Um, Welcome to Stacking Stocks and Cash. And I decided I don't know where I was going to put this, and I decided, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and make a channel dedicated to my financial journey. It's just been such a whole important part of my life. And I mean, honestly, when is acquiring money not an important part of a person's life, especially living in the developed world? So welcome to Stacking Stocks and Cash. This is going to be my first video, and I decided to call this series Believe in the Brick. And the brick, what I mean by the brick is a in fact, I'm just going to get to the chase here and unbox it here. I'm going to open this up. I got my address on the other side, and I don't want to show my address, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut this baby open. So this is from Gorilla Pro Customs in Las Vegas. So here's the foam wrapping it's in. I'm already liking that color. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, did not disappoint. Ooh, it is heavy. Okay. I think there should be a wrench in there somewhere. Usually there's a wrench that's supposed to come with these things. Okay, there's a wrench that comes with it. Looks like a regular Allen. Cool. All right. So, yeah, that is very substantial. Oh, and it's got his logo on the back. Sick. I was kind of curious about the logo. And I was kind of curious how to get the logo, and I wasn't sure. And it has the logo. Oh, that is sick. So Gorilla Pro Customs, he's out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and there's little rubber bumpers on the bottom here, so I can lay it down on the back, so I don't scratch nothing. That is freaking cool. That is actually way more impressive than I thought it was going to be. That is so rad. So anyway, let me get down here on my knees and get a better look at this stuff. So I'm kind of jockeying a few things around. So anyway, Gorilla Pro Customs is out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and his Instagram came over my feed, and I just seen this. And I wanted, and the thing is, this year I wanted to save up to $10,000, and so this is the plan. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put $10,000 in the bank, and I'm going to go ahead and put $10,000 in here. So what's going to be kind of interesting about this whole thing is that many people online, many authors have often lamented that $10,000 is the first mindset in the financial journey, oftentimes, because $10,000, according to some authors, is the point where a person sort of changes their mindset and begins to become more of a saver. And some people are, and there's a guy I followed, I started to listen to. He's an author, and his name is Dr. John Demartini. And John Demartini discussed the concept of what was called the right to risk. And the right to risk is the idea is that if a person has cash saved, that they feel less anxious about investing because they have a buffer of cash to handle day-to-day expenses. There's less anxiety. It gives the person I think it would give the person more confidence, at least it would with me. And I decided, well, $10,000 since typically tends to be the lamented amount, and I decided that since many authors have written about it, I decided $10,000 ought to be the mark. Now, inflation being what it is, maybe 20,000 is the new 10,000. So I decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and have 20,000 in this thing, is because that 10,000 is never meant to be spent. And that book got me inspired. The whole concept of the right to risk, the realize I just bobbed above my financial goal this year in the way of assets and liquid asset net worth, but also realizing several times that while I'm worth blah blah blah, I got a negative $16 bank balance in my bank. So it's like, well, if I'm almost $100,000 in retirement accounts and stocks and other things, well, what's the point of having that when I can't even keep my bank account in order? I used to have a $100,000 rule where I would keep $100,000 at all times, and I thought I needed a huge cushion. So I decided that it's going to be $10,000 in the bank in my account, and $10,000 here physical in the brick. Now, why the brick? And the reason why I say the brick is, I'll be honest, and I think Dr. John Martini, remember I said something similar. I was listening again yesterday to kind of prepare for this speech. I listened to the book, but I was kind of doing a refresher. He said something interesting where in the book, maybe less inspiring for a person just to save cash. But at the same time, if worse comes to worse, the person still got their cash. Like a huge dip, but the person who saved the cash still has the cash. I thought that was kind of interesting concept where he brought up where a person who just had cash, maybe it's not compounding in a classical sense. Maybe it's getting a lower interest rate. Of course, this cash here won't get any interest rate. It's just sitting in a brick. But it thought it was kind of interesting because it basically makes the idea that the person will always have their cash. They're not. I thought to myself, it'll be kind of interesting to see this as an experiment. I like to ask anybody who sees this video, how many people do you know have $10,000 in the bank or $10,000 cash? Some people don't got two pennies to rub together. But if I had this thing of beauty here in front of me, I can think about this half-filled box basically living up to half its potential of what it was designed to do, and that's hold $10,000 worth of cash. And so I decided to, hey, I want to fill this box up. I want to fill my brick. I want my cash. And it's going to motivate me to save the $10,000 plus another $10,000 in the bank, because if an emergency comes, I don't want to open my brick and I don't want to get rid of my cash. I want to keep my cash in my brick. This thing is never meant to be spent. Someone will get this after I'm dead. Okay? That's just the way it is. It's not going to be spent. It's never. I mean, hopefully, once it is shut, I may put like a little wax seal or something snazzy over it. I don't want to cover the back of that. That looks awesome, but it'll be sealed. Sticker or something kind of cute looking, but it'll be sealed. But the point is that it'll never be opened because I had enough cash in the bank to handle it. So I'm going to do a savings of cash in the bank, and I'm going to do a savings of cash in the brick. And the concept behind the cash in the brick was to motivate me to save it. So even if I don't come up full weight in the bank, I got my brick full of cash. I did my part. But I'm a regular guy who makes $30,000 a year working retail. I don't have a very high paying job. I don't have nothing like that. I don't. And I just want to basically do this, and I'm not, but at the same time, I'm no stranger to splurging once in a while. And I bought this thing with my own money. He didn't give me this, nothing like that. I bought this thing with my own money, and I came to him buying this. It was I'm not an influencer. Well, I would hope to be an influencer someday, but right now, I'm not influencing for anybody. This is just, to be honest, it's having cash sitting in the bank may not be inspiring, but I still need to do it. This is something I need to do. And I thought to get the fire lit under me to do this project, save this $10,000, this is the perfect way to do it. It's more of a psychological trainer to do this. Every pay period, I may put a couple hundred in. I may put 1,000. Maybe one day a week I put a 500 in. Maybe one week I put 1,000, and maybe I put one of our performance bonuses in. We do get like performance bonuses, and I will keep a little register of, I'll put $300 down. And I'll write a little piece of paper, $300, and I'll go ahead and in the next week maybe another $300. I'll scratch that out and I'll put $600 until it's completed. And I'll film a video and do a little talk every time I fill it. There'll be these things are coming in every 2 weeks of me filling this brick with cash. And I think it'd be a fun project to do. And I thought, why not just create a whole channel dedicated to my journey in finances? Because it's been such an austere, long road. Not that austere. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not out living in a cardboard box or something. I live with the folks still. That makes it easier, but I know not everybody can do this. But I think that as for me, I'm thinking to myself, if I buy this thing and it's sitting there and I paid good money for it, I'm going to use it for what it was designed to be used for, and that's fill it up with cash. Nothing wrong with that. And this cash will be here. This cash will be like a battery. It'll be my base. It'll be sitting there, and I can think, I got my cash in this thing. It's protected. It's sitting there. I thought, I could put it in an envelope. And I thought, I don't know. It's extraordinary to save $10,000, but really, what's so extraordinary about saving in an envelope? I thought, I can take an envelope, clean an envelope out, spend the money, whatever. But I thought to myself, I have to go in here with a wrench and open these 4 bolts up, take this out, take that money out of the brick, go spend it on an emergency or something. And I know that, and that not only now do I know that I owe the brick the difference that I spent, I also know that I let myself down by dropping below that emergency dollar amount that I want to keep. And so that's why I'm also going to bolster the $10,000 in the bank at the same time. So I'm going to be doubling down here. I'm going to be keeping my balance in the bank. I'll be making my Roth contributions, of course. But I decided just to go ahead and just go big on cash this year, and because the concept of the right to risk that John Demartini discussed is the concept is I'm supposed to have done this first. I'm supposed to have this established first, the savings. Then I'm supposed to go into then I'm supposed to worry about everything else. I'm supposed to have this first because it reduces the anxiety. It makes me more confident. It makes me less worrisome about everything in the world by having that cash that I can pull out and use in an emergency. In this case, I'll have cash here. So this should be a fun project, and I'm going to get into this. I think I've gone on enough. But I just wanted to give people reasons why the brick and why I'm going to believe in it and believe in the brick. This series will be called Believe in the Brick. So it looks like we just got, I don't know what that's, SAE or metric. I was kind of curious how those will come out. They're coming out pretty good. It's like some chamfered edges there. And I told him I wanted to make a video, and he wanted me to send him a video. I'm not sure how to send this. I don't know if I've gone on too long or if the file's going to be too big, or I'll make him a smaller version. But this is going to be a rather fun trip. Hope my camera didn't actually turn off a couple times. New GoPro, and I got a preview on my phone, which is kind of fun because now I can watch it on my phone as I film it. So I open it up, and so here on the inside is written 10K to indicate that it's a 10,000 capacity brick. So I heard of these things. These are little collars that are raised up to ensure that the brick falls into place to align the screws. That way it's not playing the guessing game and moving around. So there's the 10K. So I like to reiterate, I'm just an average dude who's going to be saving this stuff for however long until 10,000. So here's 3 $100 bills, and sometimes you may see the same number I'm probably going to wind up doing is keeping the same, these three here as a placeholder. I'm not sure if there's a big deal about showing different numbers. If anybody can do anything or say that I don't know if I have their money, I don't know, but I'm just going to probably keep these as placeholders. So we get used to seeing that same bill being on top of all the other bills through the whole filling process. But so here's my first $300 in the brick. Okay, and I will close the brick now. And I will just I'm not going to go bear down on these until the final locking in of the money. And there's that there. My local ATM gives $100 bills, so I can just go over after I take a picture of my check and put it in. So there's that there. And I will see you next pay period with my new contribution, and also have a similar amount in the bank. And I also like to say something interesting about this, because another John DeMartini had I don't know if you want to call him a friend or an acquaintance. I think, if I remember right, Dr. John DeMartini used to take up an office at one of his rentals, which was the Trump Tower. Dr. John DeMartini knew Donald Trump, and I remember right, I think he used to actually have his office in Trump Tower. And if you watch anything on television with the president, and you see the Oval Office, and I've seen it even the other day when you had Mondami in there talking to him. If you look down there off to the right side, you'll see these little gold things that are stacked up that look like coins of some kind with a little box next to it. And you might even be able to make the gorilla out on the top of it. That's his product over there on the president's desk. It'd be off to the president's left side there, being our right when we see it, and that's his product there on the president's desk. I thought that was so cool. So when I saw his stuff on 47's desk, I knew everything's gonna be all good, and everything's gonna be good to go. And I was really kind of curious when I used to see his bricks, and I started noticing this work on the back, and I said, man, I'd get one with the Vegas logo on it. And here it is. It's got the Vegas logo. I didn't realize that's on the bottom of the thing. That is so cool. So, anyways, see you next pay period. Maybe I'll have some other speech or story lined up for that. And hey, thanks for coming on the channel. And hopefully I can get this edited to them or make a smaller version for them. I told them I was going to send them a video. I don't know. I'll just send it on a link, I guess, once I upload this thing and edit it. I'm a little bit kind of blah with the camera, because the camera keeps taking pictures, but then I got to restart it. So I just make sure that I may have a couple blips in there where I put things together. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I am glad I went in on this. And it is something, I don't know, with the word to be because this is energy. Okay, this money in here, that's energy. That represents my time that I gave. That represents time I'll never get back. And so, in a way, this sort of becomes like a battery of sorts, in my mind. And more of in a mental way, it becomes more of like a something I can think about. Like, yeah, I always got my battery. I'm never without. I got my battery, my backup. It's there. So, okay. Hope to see you soon on the next pay period, where I'll be opening this again and running my mouth a little bit more and putting more cash in. Hey, see you guys later. Bless you.